welcome everybody to the first episode of Death Savers. This is our new campaign with our lovely DM Kev. I'm like, how
You're
am
like,
I
which
angled in this
way?
picture? But
Kev.
yes, this is the first episode. We're gonna start things off with three of our characters here, but I'll turn the reins over to the lovely Kev because I'm a player.
Playa. What?
Oh,
All right.
no.
Not a play. I just crush a lot.
Yes. Death Savers. A high seas adventure where pirates skirmish over treasure, rulers maneuver for power, and monsters lurk, waiting to pull you down to your watery grave. Death Savers centers around a group of unincorporated islands spread across the Emerald Ocean. Bordering these islands and ocean is the Kingdom of Cosmos. This war-torn land has been hobbled together by a wicked bugbear named King Cosmos the Terrible. He was the war trophy of an order of knights until he found out the truth, turned against them, and pledged his soul to the darkness. Ever since, he has been on a warpath, constantly seeking more power, more wealth, more men to rule over, more of everything. There's one thing that has eluded the Twisted King over and over again. A tiny island with little to do about it except for the fact that it holds the key to a mysterious and long passed down legend. The legend states that whomever should find the island can bring into existence whatever their one true desire is. The world is not capable of surviving should Cosmos have his desire brought to reality. There are some who, as word has it, have information regarding this island, and it makes them very lucrative targets for our king and his bloodthirsty henchmen. Brewing beneath the surface of all these ongoing events is something else. Actions are beginning to build. Someone has managed to impact the world without truly knowing what they have done. And the longer these things go unchecked, those ripples may just turn into a tsunami for anyone caught in its path. What things will come? Find out as our adventurers explore the land and try to survive. Death Savers. We start in the city of Great Elba. And as we begin, we focus on Ash Kenway and Tobin, who are along the docks. Great Elba is a very large city on the coast, and the docks are pretty busy. So, please, gentlemen, what are you up to?
So Ash is pulling in one of the nets, kind of helping one of the fishermen offload their latest catch. So I guess we should go with first introduction. Ash Kenway is an artificer, fire ganassi. And he's kind of grown up in this city. He manages the lighthouse, and this is his home. This is where he's spent his life. And so he's on the docks helping unload one of the fishing boats. Hey, Tobin, would you come over here and lend us a hand instead of just watching?
Tobin stretches a bit. Tobin is a shifter. He is also a paladin warlock currently. He stretches a bit, walks over. You know, Ash, I'm really not very good at this. I've told you tons of times.
Well, you know how you get better at something. Repetition. So grab the net by the top and fucking heave.
Right. And he goes and he tries to do his best to assist. Tobin has a couple of months worth of deckhand ship work type deal where He just helps where he needs to. But when it comes to like fishing and things of that sort and stuff that happens at the docks, guy doesn't really know. But yeah, he goes over and he helps Ash.
Give me a strength check.
Okay.
Tobin.
I'm gonna. Oh, just Tobin or both of us?
Just Tobin.
Okay.
Just says flat out strength.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, nice. I should roll my actual dice. That's a 6.
So, as you see Tobin grab a hold of the net to give you a hand, it literally feels like he is countering what you're trying to do.
How many times? What are you? You don't grab
pull,
like this.
Right?
You gotta. Yeah, but you gotta hook your fingers. You're just kind of like bunching it up. You're not gonna get a good grip. You gotta hook your fingers in the net and heave.
Like this.
Ash is just like, just go back to standing. I'm sorry. I realize. Just please. And he just kind of goes and begins heaving the net himself, kind of help pulling the last little bit off with the rest of the crew that was on the ship. Yeah, so once they get it up, he kind of, pulls it up onto the dock a little bit more so that when the fish get away. And then the rest of the deck hands and the dock workers begin grabbing the fish and sorting them out by the type and size and all that stuff. One of these days, we will make you a semi-decent sailor. But until then, we gotta make you at least a good deckhand, or a dock worker at the very least.
I don't. Yes.
Ash just smiles and shakes his head like, all right. So can I get 4 of these and a bag of rice? He kind of points to 4 of the fish that they had just brought up. Then like just a small 2-pound bag of rice.
Sorry, who are you talking to?
I'm just talking to the ship captain who kind of brought it in.
Yeah. Go ahead and give him his fish. He just gestures to one of the other deckhands.
So he takes the hook, kind of gets it through underneath the jaw, and kind of hooks the 4 fish, and then hands them to Tobin. Do you think you can carry these back?
Yes.
By the hooks, please. Don't grab the hooks are there for a reason. Grab by the hooks.
I know, Ash. Where to? Ow! Fuck.
Ash kind of picks up the rice and then just kind of waves to the ship captain as they head back down from the dock, or up from the dock back to the lighthouse where Ash stays and where he has allowed Tobin to live with.
Always a pleasure, Ash. As you guys are wandering off.
Mm-hmm.
Tobin.
He just does like a really bad salute thingy. You know how they go.
He's just mimicking what Ash does it all very nonchalant. And he's just like what? It's a little. You know what? We'll work on it another time.
And you live at the lighthouse?
Yeah, at the lighthouse, just north of that, if the directions would be right. Yeah. So you just kind of start walking along the shore, and then getting to the lighthouse.
Okay. So just as you guys get to the bridge to the lighthouse, I need Tobin to roll an acrobatics.
Oh no. Okay, I'm rolling my real dice because we're not playing these games today. We gotta break them in anyway. Nice! Nat 20. I am not lying. Nat 20 plus 1. 21.
I'm not lying, he says.
I would never lie to you as he lies to your face.
Okay, so you're rounding the bend, just about to cross this bridge, lugging these fish, just like Ash told you to, making sure you don't damage anything. And you sense that you need to take a quick step to just kind of something's approaching from behind you. Now, just as you step onto the bridge, from behind, you see a changeling come sprinting past you about as fast as they can. Excuse me.
Watch it.
You watch it. And he comes around you, passes you, and kind of runs around the edge of the lighthouse, just like out of sight. And you kind of just hear him panting, like trying to catch his breath.
Ash is like gonna very quickly kind of like stash the rice next to the like kind of setting it next to the door of the lighthouse and then walking around.
Darn rice thieves.
Hey, what are you doing over here, bub?
Hey, shh, man. Like, I don't want any trouble. Sorry, I didn't mean to almost run into you guys, but I just need to rest for a second, catch my breath.
Ash is gonna look behind him over the bridge. Do I notice like anything pursuing him, or like somebody like looking for him?
Roll a perception check.
All right. See if this skull die does anything good for me. It's not worse. Not too bad. Not too bad. Perception. That'll be an 11.
Okay. I mean, you see like normal townsfolk kind of in the streets. Like, it's not incredibly busy, but it's not abnormal in the how busy it is or how lack of busy it is. It's just seems average. Nothing stands out.
Okay. Kind of look back at him. Well, if you don't mind me asking, what are you running from?
Valdani, a changeling, kind of strains himself up, and kind of peeks around a little bit, steps a few steps towards the bridge. Nothing, just how the city is. Sometimes you run into people that aren't the nicest.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but typically speaking, if you're, running like you are, I imagine they're doing a little bit more than just somebody who you don't like or somebody who's a little mean. Did you happen to do something to offend somebody?
No, I'm just trying to, live my life. I got things to do. It's a big city, places to go, you know?
Right. Well, I'm going to ask you very politely to step away from the lighthouse then, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm just like I said, catching my breath. And Valdani starts to head back across the bridge.
Do I notice anything on him? Is he like carrying anything that looks like it was ill-gotten?
Nothing seems out of the nothing mismatches. It's not like he's in like rags and has something that's very ornate. He's dressed well. And everything seems to suit. Like he's not particularly dirty or anything like that. It doesn't seem like he's been in a physical altercation.
Hey, sorry, before you go, what did you, I didn't catch your name there.
Well, I didn't give it. Enjoy your
All right.
rice.
Do you want to join us for lunch? I could share one of my fish.
Valdani looks over at Tobin. I appreciate the offer, but I really must be going. Yes. Well, good day. And he heads towards the crowd into the streets, and after he gets, a couple buildings down, it seems like he just kind of disappears into the crowd.
Well, I'd say that was a weird fella, don't you?
Well, I don't know. I was counting fish, make sure we didn't drop any. Well,
There was only 4 of them on the hooks. I'd be a little surprised if we managed to drop one.
hey, I was startled.
All right, fine. All right, well, let's get them up, hook them up on the dry, put 2 on the drying rack, and then we'll put the other 2 on the counter. We'll carve those up for later. We do still need to make it down to the general store because I need some more screws and possibly a bit more glass.
Glass.
Well, yeah, the glass up there is getting a bit crazed. Too much of the direct light from the lighthouse will kind of fog it up a little bit, so you got to replace the glass every so often. You can you can kind of get away with polishing it up from time to time, but that one, well, she's been up there for a good couple of months, and it's about time that she gets swapped out.
So Tobin, gets the fish, brings him inside, hangs up to, sets the other 2 down on the counter and starts filleting them and cutting all the proper meats off and things. I don't know how to freaking gut fish.
Great.
Oh, no. But Tobin does.
Well, I guess Tobin better make a survival check.
Okay, because I have no proficiencies in that at all. That's a straight roll. Here we go.
Why
Come
does
on,
Ash
dice,
keep
don't fail
having
me
him
now.
do things?
It's a 13.
You watch as Tobin begins to behead and fillet these fish, and he's not doing a horrible job, but as he's tossing the bones and the guts into the trash, you're just kind of looking at him like, there's a bit of good meat on there. Just a little, like a little finesse would go a long way, Tobin.
Chop, chop, chop.
But as Tobin preps lunch for Ash and himself, across town we have Bristius. And what are you getting up to, sir? Sorry, I don't think.
Oh, no.
You still have them.
Hank, Quentin, you got audio issues?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I
was like, it looked like you.
My dogs are barking. I muted. I forgot about it. I am just Bristius, the sorcerer, who is also an investigator. I'm just walking around town, listening to conversations and things, just trying to figure out what my next job is. If there's something I can help do for someone.
And just real quick, so a quick rundown. Sorry if you don't have it in the chat already. 1 is the Giggling Furbolg, which is an inn and a pub. 2 is the docks. 3 is the Recycled Pot, which is an alchemy shop. 4 is Orzov Church. 5 is Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes Armorer.
God damn it. I love that. I love that.
What area of the map are you currently... What area of the streets are you currently wandering?
I have myself at number 4. I'm just spelling this wrong. But...
Up by the church.
What was 3? Was it general goods or?
Could you put those in the Roll20 chat for chance, so we can?
Yeah, I don't know which chat. I was like, we get so many chats.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know if there's one that in particular that you would like to continue to use.
I guess I would say roll 20 because that one stays after we quit out.
Okay. I will. Okay. I will add those in a minute. So, you don't really overhear too much. It's pretty much just a few church members. The normal chit chat of people in the streets greeting their neighbors, talking about the weather. Nothing too much of interest. You hear the vague grumblings about the local tax collectors being just generally unpleasant, as they always are, but nothing enticing, should we say. But do me a favor and roll, we'll say an investigation check.
13.
13. Okay. So, you see a satchel sitting on the ground, kind of just at the entrance to an alleyway. And you don't see anybody around it. So you're kind of watching it for a minute. So what are you going to do?
I've been watching the satchel. I don't see anyone coming or going, giving it interest. So I'm going to go ahead and walk towards it and see what is in the satchel. It's just chilling unguarded. Maybe it needs an owner to be returned to.
Okay. So as you approach, again, nobody is making a commotion about it or anything, but just as you get to the satchel and you bend down to pick it up, another hand grabs the handle of it and starts to pull it away. Excuse me, that's mine.
Briz reaches his hands back. Okay, sounds good, sir. I just noticed this satchel was left unguarded, and it seemed like anybody paid mind. I just wanted to return it to its rightful owner, if that is you. May have it.
Yeah, okay. Likely story. I thought this place was a little bit nicer, higher class than that. I mean, what with the church right there?
I mean, even in the highest classes of places, there's always scum lying around. So you should just be careful of your belongings, sir.
Yeah, well, I guess there's hard evidence of that, one might say, as this character looks you up and down.
Very well. I will let you get back to your belongings, sir.
Good. I have things I really need to take care of. And the person turns away from you and rushes down the alleyway.
Riz is just gets a weird vibe that it might not be necessarily his satchel, so he's gonna go ahead and continue to try and follow discreetly to see what this character is up to.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
12.
12. All right, so it's a bit too crowded to be particularly quiet. You're having to kind of bump and push your way through the streets to get to the alleyways to make sure you're not losing sight of the person. Which at one point you see them turn and look over their shoulder because you're kind of getting a bit stuck in the mass of people going to and fro from shop to shop. And they notice you and begin to speed up.
Well, I speed up as well. I want to see what this guy's up to. He's real shifty.
All right. Roll an athletics check.
Oh no.
8.
8. All right. So you start to speed up to try and shorten the distance between you and this strange character. And just as you think you're breaking through the crowd, you get 2 good steps forward, really starting to speed up, and then boom, you get cut off by a very large furbolg, and you kind of bounce off of them a little bit, kind of just stutter step, and he looks down at you and just, excuse me, and continues on his way. But as he steps out of your line of sight, the person that you were following is gone.
I'm going to try and mingle a little bit with anybody who's not busy, like maybe they're standing still, purchasing something. Ask them if they've seen this person, give a general description of who it was.
You ask a couple people, and they just nonchalantly just kind of look at you like, I don't know, like, and they continue about their errands and the business they're conducting, just kind of brushing you off as just unimportant. Either they can't be bothered at the moment. So then we're back to lunch at Ash Kenway's house.
So as they're kind of at this point, kind of just wrapping up the meal, Ash is just kind of like puts some of the trays in the puts his plate in the bucket that they use to kind of clean up. All right, well, your cutting job's getting a lot better, I'll say. Only had 3 or 4 bones to pull out this time.
Oh, there were bones?
You know those little, like, spiky bits that, like, kind of jab the roof of your mouth? Yeah, you're not supposed to eat those.
Oh, I thought they just added, like, extra flavor. Texture, if you will.
I don't know what you did before you washed up on the shore, but how you survived this long is beyond me. All right, well, I'm making a run down to the general store. You coming with or you're hanging out here?
I can come with. Yeah, I can come with.
Just remember, no taking things and put them in your pockets this time.
That happened twice. 3 times, max.
You do understand that sooner or later, one of the guards aren't going to take kindly to your, oh, I didn't know any better, I'm from a different area kind of thing.
But I am from a different area, and I technically don't know any better.
Yeah, well, technically, let's just hope the tax collectors don't see it, because they will take any and every opportunity to exercise their force.
Well, I'm not like that dumb.
Mm-hmm. He just, Ash just kind of shakes his head and begins walking. So the general store was in 3, correct? Or was that
3 is the recycled pot alchemy shop, but you can buy your general goods at the Eagling Furbolg, which is number 1.
Got it. All right. Yeah, so we head on over to the did you say Beagling Furbolg?
Giggling Furbolg.
Giggling Furbolg. Got it.
Yeah. Like tee.
Got it. So yeah, we kind of Ash walks in, holding the door open for Tobin. All right, remember, no touch.
Promise. Oh wait, you're not supposed to see me cross my hands.
Ash once again is just like puts that like robot hand comes up and is just like, nope, not worth it. Not in this shop. It's too expensive. He goes up. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, so you walk in, and it's kind of a collection of all things. It's an inn, it's a pub, so there's seating, there's kind of a counter for people that are looking for food and drink and any type of accommodation that they may have. But then kind of to the one corner of the room, you have another counter, and behind that is basically just a very large room filled with a bit of everything, kind of your outpost type stocked shop.
Got it.
Some rations, a bit of odds and ends, your home repair type items, glass, wood, nails, tools. And at the counter is a Triton named Thurl. Oh, welcome. What can I do you for?
I'm sorry, one more time with his name?
His name was Thurl.
Thurl.
Thurall.
Oh no, is he a reoccurring? I think he's a reoccurring NPC. No.
Thurl. How you doing, lad?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Here to pick up that glass. Need a couple decent-sized paints.
Glass, yes. Just a moment. And he goes down into the room. He's gone for, just a minute, and then you see him reappear with a couple of like thick items that are wrapped in a very heavy paper and tied off with a bit of yarn. He sets them down with a solid thud. Yeah, here you are. These were for the lighthouse, correct?
Yeah. General upkeep. Normal stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's important work up there, keeping our port open. So.
Well, yeah. One ship runs aground, and all of a sudden, it's the lighthouse's fault. Meanwhile, the captain's knee-deep in rum. But, who am I to judge?
Yeah, I mean, I just sell it. I don't make them drink it,
Trust me, I understand. Everybody's got to make a living.
Yeah.
So, I assume the city already paid for this?
You gonna pay for that?
I was just looking at the structure integrity of it.
Well, maybe I test your structural integrity if you don't put it down. Thank you.
What was he playing with? Now I want to know. Just like, what did he pick up?
It was like one of those lighthouse snow globes.
Like a souvenir. Like I wish.
Yeah.
Like
Just like the dumbest thing possible.
yeah, just like a dumb little train. It's like not even a yeah. Literally the equivalent of a fridge magnet. Like
Yeah. Oh.
you know, it's kind of tacky to buy those if you live here. You know that, right, Tobin? You kind of you don't
That's
buy
why I wasn't going to buy it, Ash, obviously.
And that's the problem.
Oh! I was going to buy it, but the integrity of it was a bit.
Yeah, the integrity of something's questionable, that's for sure.
Oh gosh. He tries and hides behind Ash, but he's way bigger.
I am not. Yeah, I was gonna say Ash is not that large. Ash is just like, for fuck's sake.
Anyway,
Sooner or later, we're gonna
Mr.
find out what
Ash,
he's good at.
you keep the lighthouse going. I'll continue to put up with this.
Hey,
I
he's
appreciate
gonna
it.
Put up with us.
Ash he totally ignores Tobin. Just ignores that comment. Hey, question for you. You happen to notice any? Obviously, there's new people coming and going. There's somebody who was kind of running around hither and thither here earlier, kind of sprinting around the lighthouse, almost like he was chasing him. Changeling fellow about yay high.
I mean, who's to say? You know how it is. One day, somebody crosses those tax collectors the wrong way, and everybody's running for their lives. So, not really sure I can help you.
Yeah, it's all right. Figure I'd just give it a general ask. But keep an eye out. He seemed a little, I don't know, a little stressed. Might do something a little ridiculous.
Well, I'll let you know if anybody matching that description comes in.
Hey, much obliged. Hey, by the way, how's the Furbolg doing?
Yeah, not too bad. We managed to get a fair amount of customers. Thankfully, we're Great Elbow's a pretty good city to be a pub in, so that definitely keeps the till full.
That's good.
Definitely has to offset the cost of some missing goods.
Ash doesn't even bother looking at Tobin. He sees the eyes go over his shoulder at him. Now I know I did pay for those eventually. Whenever we found out that it was misplaced in my bag after the fact.
Yes, I know all debts have been settled. It's how they say, the principal. And your friend here isn't the only one with a light touch in a city like this.
Yeah, you're right. Different sailors coming in from God knows where.
Yeah.
Sailors, if there's a good part.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, a chunk of all this proceeds have to go and pay protection. So
there's got to be something about there. I don't want to say there's got to be some legal standing because obviously they are the law, as they love stating, literally at every opportunity. But sooner or later somebody's got to stop this. Because I mean they've hiked up. They've even tried taxing me. I don't even own anything. The city pays for everything.
believe me, I think their understanding of things is about as grandiose as it can be. They want what they want the moment they want it, and it's hard to argue or change things otherwise. So
fair enough. Well, give my say hello to the bartender for me. And he begins kind of putting the glass in his satchel to kind of carry it back. Not wanting to carry it in his hands because big panes of glass seem like it'd be a nightmare to carry through the city.
Yeah. As you guys like go to walk out, he just leans forward on the counter with both hands and is just eyeballing Tobin, just making sure he doesn't take anything right as they leave. As
Does he
soon as
get
the
out?
door closes behind you, he just hangs his head. It's gonna be a long day.
Tobin, one of these days, you're somebody's not gonna care about my good nature. They are going to do something about you. You understand that,
I
right?
don't take the things for, like, profit or anything of that sort. They just look nice. Imagine a little snow globy lighthouse up on the table by the window. That would just look cool.
You understand that we live in a lighthouse, right?
I know, it's ironic.
So you want a tiny lighthouse inside of the big lighthouse?
It's like Inception, Ash.
What the hell is Inception?
It's like a little lighthouse inside of a bigger lighthouse.
I understand that's what you're trying to do, but what the fuck does Inception mean? How do you know what Inception means?
I know lots of things, Ash.
Are you just making up words now? I'm fairly certain I've never heard that before.
Also possible.
As you guys are arguing, like a teenaged human kid runs up to you. He's like, excuse me, are you, Ash?
Yeah, that'd be me. What do you need, lad?
The boss said they got a ship coming in and they really could use some extra hands unloading it. And the sooner you get down there, the sooner, the bigger cut of the profits you're going to get for helping. So, should I let the boss know you're on your way, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, let him. Oh, shit. He's like, kind of like, got the bag in his, or he's like kind of weighing the glass on his back, like, yeah, we still got time. What time of day is it right now? Is it still like
We'll say it's like 2 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, we should have enough time to swap out the glass before. The glass on Lighthouse is good for at least another week or so. So, yeah, sure. We'll make our way there now.
Awesome. Thanks. I'll let the boss know. And the kid, like, runs off, cutting through the little side streets and stuff and hopping over things as the youth do.
just run in for no damn reason. All right.
So you guys
remember,
are headed to the
fingers
docks.
in the net, not over the net, in the net.
And Ristius, you are still trying to get some good leads, or what are you up to?
Having lost the one lead I had and having no luck in finding his whereabouts, I just go ahead and head over to the docks to see if there is anybody over there coming or going that needs help with work or something mysterious that needs investigating or something.
Okay. So as you are approaching the dock, you see what appears to be a half-elf woman, kind of like sitting on a crate, and she is like crying.
So Briseus walks over to her. Madam, what seems to be the problem? What's wrong?
Well, I have been waiting for my husband's ship to come in, and I've just been informed that he was killed at sea, but the worst part is it was by a group of people who were acting as pirates and they murdered him. And they're here at port right now. And I'm devastated. I came down here to confront them and tell them what they've done to our family. I just can't bring myself to do that.
Diaz looks at her, he looks around, and goes, it's probably the wisest idea. Like pirates, and they killed your husband. I imagine they probably killed his whole crew. Is there anything I could do to help? I don't know.
I don't know what you could do, but they're at the ship right there at the end by the windmill, and I just want them to know that they've ruined everything. That I might as well have died with my husband.
Okay, I can let them know. Is there perchance any sentimental or valuable item your husband had that maybe you want back just for a little closure, or just want them to know how they live
He
their life?
always kept a handkerchief that I gave to him. It had our initials on it.
I'll go talk to him and see what I can do. Simple handkerchief, I imagine I should be able to wrestle from that grasp.
Thank you so much. Their ship, I think it's called the Wailing Winona.
Very good, ma'am. Thank you. And then Riz walks
All right.
over to one of the end.
Yeah, so that's this one down here.
Oh.
Sorry, by the windmill.
No, all good.
All right, and then as Ash and Tobin approach the docks, they see that kid again. And he spots him coming around the corner, and he's like, "Yeah, the boss said it's that ship down at the end. It's the whale and something."
The whale and something. All right. Do I recognize this kid at all?
Nope.
Hey, lad. Quick question for you. How long you been working on the docks?
Oh, I just started. That's why I'm just doing the running around. Boss says I'm not ready for any actual shipyard work.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, you said tell him? Or he said that?
Yeah, the boss was saying it's the ship down that just came in at the end there.
All right, lad. Have a good day.
You already see a couple of people down by the ship. One of them being somebody that you don't know yet, but Vristius. So you see people near the ship.
Okay, so it's not like
It's
an
not just
obvious
like empty.
like hey
it's not
yo
like
go
it's
go
just-
down that dark hallway over there.
Yeah,
Can you go
free
down that dead
candy.
end alleyway
Free
real quick?
candy.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they Ash just kind of like, all right, well, how? Yeah, I guess we'll just head over there. I was like, how far away is that run to just drop it off? But I'm imagining that's a pretty fair distance to the White House.
Yeah, it's a pretty big city.
Okay, yeah, so we start kind of making our way down to the dock, down to the whaling something or another, as we were so lovely as we were told.
Yeah, it has whales on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks a little small for a whaling boat, but then again, if you drag it to shore, you might be able to get away with it. Small whales.
Yes. What are you doing?
So I walk up to the ship and kind of confront them and ask them like, "Hey, are you guys the pirates who looted a ship and killed their crew.
And
Recently?
the couple of people that are like gathering their belongings from the ship just kind of look at you like puzzled, totally confused what you're talking about. They look at each other, they're just like, we literally just made port, and our ship, this isn't even our ship, like it's a charter boat. Like, we're just returning the ship. We just paid for it for a while. The boss, it's his ship. We're literally just trying to get off and be done.
I'm able to tell, in general, like if they look like they're lying or we're telling they're genuine.
You can roll. Let's see. We'll say perception check to see if you can tell if they're like telling the truth or not.
17.
So, I mean, they seem pretty genuine. Like, you look at what they have, what they're packing. They don't have weapons. They don't have any type of like ornate coats or anything that make them look like they're hardened, pirates.
Mhm.
They're really, it's just a few simple belongings and some bits of food and like a real small change purse. Nothing at all that's like signifies that they're living some high life out on the ocean.
Okay. I tell them, well, carry on. I apologize. It seems I was given some misinformation. Can you point me to the way of your boss or captain?
Yeah, I mean, we chartered it just from the guy at the main office at the docks. He rents this boat out to pretty much anybody who needs a boat.
Thank you.
So as you leave the boat, Ristius, you come face to face with a couple of interesting looking individuals. You see a shifter, paladin warlock, and a Ganassi artificer / armorer.
You're the one who was leading this crew.
No, I was actually looking for pirates.
Pirates?
Yep. I'm an investigator, and there's an old lady at the docks crying, and she informed me that pirates had killed her husband and was at this boat, the Wailing Winona, which is not the case, apparently.
Ash kind of glances at the boat, like I would recognize this boat if it's at the docks a bit, right?
Yeah, you are familiar with the docks and everything, so you realize that this is just the charter boat, that it's a boat that's in and out of port all the time, that people just use for when they don't have a ship of their own to do things like fishing or go to some of the other islands or to travel about a little bit.
So did you just walk onto a random ship and start asking about pirates? Wait, did you think the crew was pirates? Or are you asking the crew if they had seen pirates?
I'd asked the crew if they were pirates.
And as you guys are having this bit of the conversation, the crew is leaving
You
with
see how that sounds?
their belongings, and they're looking at you guys talking about them, and they're just kind of like awkwardly, like, we got to get out of here. Like, what? I don't know what's going on, but it is not us. Like,
wait a minute. Are you guys not unloading anything? Cargo wise?
We're unloading our stuff. We're done with the boat.
It would have been
All
cool
right,
if they were
seems-
pirates.
And then just
Seems
kind
there
of
was a
like,
mild-
again, they just walk off confused. They're like, they're done. They're just like,
They're out of there.
yeah,
Okay.
whatever, dudes. Like, I'm getting told I'm a pirate by one guy, and this dude's just like asking me all sorts of questions like, leave me alone.
All right, seems there might have been a bit of confusion on everybody's part. Yeah, I kind of look the guy up and down, or I look Ristius up and down. If you don't mind me asking, what's your name there, lad?
I am Ristius.
Ristius. Ash Kenway, lighthouse worker. Um,
Oh, I'm
just
Tobin. I'm Tobin. I'm Tobin.
And that is my companion, Tobin.
That's me.
Good to meet you both. Tobin.
Uh, um, Allow me to just little word to the wise. Don't go onto a ship asking if they're pirates.
Unless
Because
you're a
what?
pirate, and then
Well, there's typically one of two ways that goes. Either A, you have now just offended a crew by calling them pirates, or two, they are pirates, and then what are you gonna do against a crew of pirates?
Depends on how they react.
You do realize there was about 7 of them, right?
Figure it out.
Ash is just bewildered. Is just like, you know what? I'm okay. Well,
Riz
Mr.
raises his hands to stop the conversation. Like, look, either way, it seems both of us have been misled as to the purpose as to why we were led here.
Right. Well, Mr. Rizdius, I bid you good luck in your investigating, and I hope you can ask the right questions going forward. Ash kind of like turns to like start heading back down the dock, trying to find that teenager. Like, what the fuck?
Tobin looks over at Vriz and he's like, "So have you actually ever met any pirates?"
Vriz just shakes his head. No, I'm not very experienced in sailing in general. I'm more stay on the land. Go where the job takes me.
And I interrupt, or excuse me, Valdani interrupts with, well, what if the job takes you out to sea?
Oh, hey, it's you.
Vriz is like, so you run away from me? Because I assume I recognize him as the guy who ran away with the satchel,
You are
right?
pretty sure it's the same guy, but obviously you can't like
Confirm it 100%.
guarantee.
Okay.
It's like 90% sure.
Right. So Vriz just instead then just looks at him, eyes him, gives him like a little suspicious look. He's like, well, then I would go out to sea.
Oh, good to know. And what about you, Mr. Ash, was it?
Oh, Ash. Ash. Ash.
Ash kind of stops. Ash stops and kind of turns around. Tobin, what do you want? Wait a minute. Start walking back to him. Well, if it isn't the runner.
Well, if it isn't the dockhand.
I prefer lighthouse worker, but all is fair. What can we do for you?
Well, there's a couple things, actually. I'm in a bit of a jam. As I said, I have places to be, things to do. And it's been told to me that you are familiar with not only boats and lighthouses, but sailing.
Yeah, I've done a bit in my time.
Also been led to believe that you're not opposed to earning some gold or treasure if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, I'm pretty on board with earn a bit of coin from time to time, if the work is above the board, we'll say.
And Mr. Ristius, I mean, you're an investigator, inquisitive, trying to help those that need it. Well, not only do I have a job, I am in need of assistance. I am trying to get somewhere, but it turns out that the means of transportation are a bit lacking. I thought I hired a boat and a crew. Turns out I hired a boat.
Ash just smiles as he's like putting two and two together of like,
So, my proposition, gentlemen, we make an agreement that you will help me sail this boat where I need to go, and we might all be very handsomely rewarded. I can definitely pay you. Gold is something I at least have some of, and this boat is already paid for. But I'm offering the chance for something much greater if everything works out. Perhaps you, perhaps you all have heard of the island that can grant you wishes, your deepest desires, if you will.
Ash would know this tale, correct?
Yeah, plenty of like sailors, pass on like that they've passed this mysterious island or that they've saw somebody or knew somebody who sailed to it and they lived some perfect, wonderful life afterwards.
Ah, yeah. The island filled with nothing but beautiful lads and lasses where you spend your days eating bread and drinking wine. Yeah, I've heard of it. In children's books.
Well, children's books, maybe actual books with words instead of pictures for those of us that maybe can read, I guess. Um, they're every story has a catalyst, something that generates its creation, a truth, if you will. And I may have quite the lead to get us headed in the right direction. However, I don't have a lot of time. We all know who works this city. I mean, this is the land of Cosmos. So I
Aye, that'd be true.
I do not need this information falling into the wrong hands, if we will.
All right. But I'm not going to. Oh,
Just Friz looks at him and goes, "So our goal is to just find this island, not necessarily help anyone." Just want to clarify because you distinctly mentioned that about me.
Well, you'd be helping me. And then maybe your deepest desire to help others would be fulfilled once we found the island. So maybe you would be empowered in some way that would allow you to help the masses.
Rizdius thinks on this.
Or maybe perhaps deep down there's something else you seek. Answers.
Friz was like, answers will be fine. I'll join.
Everybody has something they want. And basically, I'm offering you the opportunity to get it. As I said, in return, I need assistance on this ship because it's a ship. It does ship things. But in return, as I said, I will guarantee pay of gold. We will split whatever goods and things we find along the way. And you will have an equal stake in whatever the island has to offer, be it our desires or riches or whatever it is that this island holds to be true. We will share it together.
Ash is going to kind of look over at Tobin, kind of like trying to gauge his interest in it. Well, how do you feel about it?
Do you think this island can make me really good at taking stuff without getting caught? You know, from my friends.
I take a step closer to Tobin. It could make you the greatest at taking stuff. You could take anything if that's what you wanted.
I don't know if that's what I want. But that's pretty cool. If it is real.
All right. I don't believe. Did he give us? He didn't give us his name yet, has he?
Nope.
All right. Well, Mister. Well, if you want me to work for you, at least get to know your name at this point.
So at this point, he looks around and he pauses for a second, and you see him change in front of you into the boy. He's like, I just thought it was lad. And then he changes back.
I should have fucking known. There was no way. Nobody refers to him as the boss. Everyone refers to him as Jack. I don't know why I thought for even a moment that even a newbie. God. All right. I can refer to you as lad if you'd really like.
And then Vristius sees Valdani change into the woman, and she walks over and just caresses his face. Thank you for your help.
It's about
That's a
this
neat
time
trick.
that the other shoe falls, and Tobin realizes that the kid isn't real. Okay.
And then I step back kind of in to the side of everybody, transfer back into my normal state, and I say, my name is Valdani. I do apologize for having to be a bit deceitful, but one must be cautious in these parts. Now, I promise that I will not do that again. I just had to make sure that you gentlemen were, as you say, above the board.
Ash is kind of laughing when he mimics his voice, but is also like slightly like, is that really how I sound? All right.
Wait. Mr. Valdani, could you totes like try that some other time? I want to see if I can like figure out if it's you or not. It'd be like a little game.
And so Valdani looks at him for a second, and he just changes his face and his hands, and he's like, yeah, I can probably do it another time.
Nice. Ha! What's better than one Tobin? Two Tobins.
Ash is like this, like just. All right, Mr. Valdani. Well, it seems you've already convinced Tobin, and well, I can't in good conscience shackle you to him. So, give me a little time to put this, he kind of gestures to the glass on his back, at the lighthouse and make sure one of the city apprentices can get in there.
Yeah, certainly. I understand. This is very short notice. I would say we can reconvene in the morning if everybody's affairs will be in order by then.
Yeah, I should be able to have everything squared up on my end.
Perfect. Mr. Vristius?
I carry everything on my back, so I'm ready to go whenever.
Oh, wonderful. Well, if you need, make yourself you can make yourself at home on the ship. It's already, as I said, it's already bought and paid for. The Wailing Winona belongs to me now. So it will be home for the foreseeable future.
Sounds wonderful. Bridges just goes and makes his way onto the ship.
Tobin, Ash, we will be here when you are ready to depart.
Well, we'll see you at first light then.
What time is that?
That'd be dawn. In the morning.
Which happens when? Like, how many bells on the bell tower?
Ash just leaves. Ash is like, nope, no. I gotta go. I gotta find the Smith's kid and the alchemist kid, and like make sure they're good.
I guess knock. Does it? He like looks. Does it have a door? Knock.
I think it's 6. 6, right? It's gotta be 6.
6. Oh, sounds good.
And he like
so Ash takes the glass back. He goes and he's very quickly like going to the alchemist to like let them know so that way they can keep supplying the tower with it. And then he goes to the blacksmith's apprentice and it's like, hey, remember how you were talking about wanting to take over at some point? Yeah, welcome to your internship. Like, it's just pretty much telling him like, do this. The glass is gonna need replaced. Just make sure this and this happen. Like just giving him like the laundry list of like, here are the things. He's like, and then the last thing is, don't fucking wreck my place.
Okay, so hold on. I'm going to need you to. Let's see.
We're trying to blend science and magic in this one. I'm like, I'm magic, but I'm also sciencey, so it's weird.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, to seal the deal, Tobin's gonna be like, and there's 2 drying fish with your name on it, bud.
Oh, it's not those are mine. It'd be a 15 on persuasion.
Okay. So you list everything and you don't forget any of the stuff. that you needed to tell him. So like,
Okay.
he's got the full list. There's no mistakes. He understands what you're telling him. He's like, got it. I'm gonna make sure all that stuff happens. There's no miscommunications or anything like that.
He goes up there and just breaks the glass. Like, I
Yeah.
thought this was,
It's
he
like,
said
he told me
stored it,
to
so I
take this glass out. He didn't want the glass in anymore. I don't know why.
there's
but
new glass down there, but I don't know how to put it in. He just
Yeah.
said, take out the old glass, put the new glass up. I don't know how to do that, so we're just gonna take the old glass out and just let it, just let it be free.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, like I said, the apprentice has all the information. You've told him and described it all, and he understands you. So you can tell that like he knows that he knows what he's doing, and he knows like he's really motivated not to like let it fall apart.
Good. Very upset. Come back, the house is destroyed, or somebody else is taken over. Like, oh well, we thought you died, so it's ours now. Like, nah.
Yeah, you still work here? All right. Okay.
That's future problems.
Yeah. What are you doing now then?
I imagine like after that's done, just heading back to the Giggling Furball as for like one last night, one last drink.
Okay. Vristius, are you doing or want to get up to anything in particular?
No, I think Riz is just gonna rest on the ship and mull over the day's occurrences. Specifically, how he got duped by Valdani to be an old lady, and try to find some pirates.
Try to find some weapons?
Pirates.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
Not just pirates, but like going up on a ship and being like, "Are you pirates?" Like,
Tobin can get away with this.
Yeah.
Ace detective on the case.
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and say it's the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just before dawn.
Tobin would have gathered all of his belongings, which isn't a lot. Made sure they were all like wrapped and tidied up, put the sack over his back, and then like made his way over to the ship early in the morning.
Okay.
Ash would have done bare minimum packing. Like, all right, we're going to be on sea for a little bit. So he's like very much like, okay, clothes, this, I need these things, and like food and stuff. He's not bringing all his belongings. He's like, well, eventually I'm going to be coming back here. It's still mine.
It's about the same amount of stuff.
Yeah, my like light packing and his everything packing roughly equal the same.
I mean, you're the one that have a lighthouse, and he has nothing. You found him on the beach, so
yeah. On my way out the door, I grab the crossbow that I keep above it, and then just sling that on the back, and then head out the door.
Riz is just chilling in the ship. I will be right back.
So, Ash, this Valdani, is he like, or are they like our captain?
I guess, you guys are technically speaking. I guess he would. Yeah, we're like making our way from the lighthouse down the dock while we're talking.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess technically speaking, he does own the ship, so by default, yeah, he'd be the captain of the ship. Now, whether or not he ends up being the navigator or actually ends up helming the ship, we'll see how it goes. Some captains just like kind of being there and directing. Some like actually holding the wheel. Some don't like doing any of it, like sitting in an office. And it just depends on how he wants to run it. But yeah, for the most part,
It's going to be a little rough with only the 4 of us, but I think we get the ship doing just fine.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't be too hard.
He laughs. You understand the seas are a little bit choppier than the dock water is. You know that, right?
I've been on boats, yes.
All right. So I'm just saying that, it'll be easy. For the most part. Unless the seas decide to be a little fickle in their nature.
Well, luckily, I'll be there. Ash, you don't have to worry. If you're frightened, just come to old Tobin. I'll take care of you. I've been a deckhand before. You're gonna see
Ash just blinks like real hard, like that. That has never.
In the months that we have known each other, how many times has that been the way it worked?
We've never been on a boat together, though.
True.
My hidden talents are about to be revealed.
That's what you said the first time you picked up the knife to serve up a fish. And you damn near sliced your thumb off.
Keyword near. Did not happen.
Uh-huh. Well, let's just hope your hidden talents turn out to be just that.
And they begin walking up the why am I blanking out? Like the plank or the whatever. The ramp to the boat. There it is. Ramp was the word I wanted. Like the plank, stairs, thing. Walking up. Yeah,
The
just
boat
literally
thing.
walking up the side. Yes, the boat thing. When we get on the boat, I just kind of like the door leading down below. I just kind of like hit it a few times with my arm, with the metal arm, just doom doom doom. And I kind of step back a little bit.
Valdani comes from, like, opens it up, like, it takes a second, like there's a bit of a delay and some fumbling. You hear like scrambling, and then finally he opens the door and is looking at you. Hello?
Well, good morning to you there, lad. Or, sorry, Captain Valdani.
Morning. Is this dawn?
Ash kind of looks over his shoulder, and you can kind of just start seeing the colors of the sky starting to change.
That'd be first light.
Great. I guess it's time to get up then. And he kind of like looks, and he's like, 1 second, you can come down and just bear with me. So we head down. So Valdani goes to Bristius. Hey, they're here already? So I guess we gotta get up.
Bristius KO'd.
Imagine Riss is just like,
5 more minutes.
Sorry.
now you're good.
Yeah.
So like as we go down,
he's out. So I kind of look at you guys. I'm like, he's still asleep, but you guys want breakfast?
Sure, but Captain, where do you want us? I'm very proficient in deckhand work.
Deckhand work.
Like the guy that does the sails, makes us go in the right directions.
As all this is being said, like as Tobin starts talking, and Val is like very much being like deckhand work. We'll let you wake up a little bit. I'm just gonna do a walk around the ship, see what you got, make sure we're all set before we shove off. If that's all right with you, Captain.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So yeah, Ash is just gonna kind of walk around the ship, kind of like inspecting some of the crates, seeing like how much repair stuff they have, cannonballs, gunpowder, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
What are you doing, Ash?
It's called an inventory.
Why would you need to do that?
Because if we're going to be out at sea, you want to know what you have on the boat prior to going out to sea. Because, well, when you're out to sea, you can't exactly pop over to the shop and pick up whatever you need. So you want to make sure you have at least a general idea of what is on board, so that way, in case something were to go awry, I don't know, we hit a rock and we end up getting a hole in the hull. We can know we have wood to already patched up. We have cannonballs, gunpowder, the whole nine.
Whoa. We're gonna get attacked at sea?
Oh.
Yeah, Chauvin, that is a thing that could possibly happen, yeah.
Wait, by pirates?
Yes, pirates could be one of the things that attack us, yes. Look, why don't you head up top and check out some of the ropes and such, and I'll be up there as soon as I'm done doing a quick look around down here.
Tobin heads up.
So
Sorry.
Also, Vriss was passed out.
You're good.
So.
Yeah.
we got there like as dawn was, like as the sun was just peeking up. So like wait, it's too early.
So you're doing that. Tobin went up. I'm gonna attempt one more time. I go over to where Vristius is sleeping. I'm like, dude, get up. It's too early to deal with these guys.
Just wakes up. What's going on? Oh, Valdani. How is it? Is it morning already?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. What's everybody doing? What's the game plan?
Breakfast.
Oh, I'm a cook, right? Okay. I can make us some breakfast. Do
You
my
can?
best. I know how to cook. I'm not going to say I'm a world-renowned chef, but I could probably whip something up for us real quick.
I love how this is
awesome.
essentially like somebody's like, yeah, we're gonna go camping. It's like, we're gonna go camping, then we're gonna go for a hike. And it's like, hey man, come on, we're going for the hike. But what? No, what? No, fuck off. No. It's essentially what it is. It's just like Ash and Tobin are like, know what they're doing. So like, yeah, first like, come on. Everyone's like, oh, fuck off with that.
Right. Like, get out of here with that.
Okay.
I'm rolling
all right.
for my job now.
No, not this. You don't have
Okay.
to worry about rolling for this. But I will say, so Ash, you see that everything is like fully stocked. Like, we've got all the gunpowder and cannonballs and cleaning supplies for the weapons. We have a fully stocked kitchen and pantry and all that stuff. We've got all the sleeping accommodations for like a full crew. We have navigation equipment. We have some sales, like repair kits, and just all the kind of stuff that you're looking, and there's nothing that like the ship is lacking in a way. Like, there's even some fishing equipment for like, use if need be. So there's nothing that you see that you're like, oh, we really need this.
Ash is more like, all right, so he got like the premier holy shit package. Got it. Did not.
Yeah, you're just thinking like, oof, that guy spent way too much money.
It's like we did not need this. It's like I hope we don't need all this shit, but okay, like better safe than sorry, I guess. Yeah. So once he's done kind of doing his walk around, he kind of starts heading, I guess, to the kitchen where everybody else is, minus Tobin, who's on top deck.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna say, I'm somewhere over here then, roundabout.
Yeah. Good morning to you, Rizdius.
Morning, Ash. It's a bit early, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little early, but at the same time, you want to kind of be out with the light before the tide starts getting too crazy.
Makes sense. Makes sense. How,
You ever you don't have much experience with sailing, do you?
no, little to none. Mine is traveling from place to place where I'm just a passenger.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Kind of looks at you like cooking a little bit, like, well, not. This is not meant to be an insult, but I seems you at least know your way around a grill, at least.
I'm not gonna say I'm the best, but I do know the basics.
Well, whatever you do, don't. No matter what Tobin says about some secret talent that's about to be unlocked, do not let him anywhere near the grill.
Sounds good. Take it he does not know very well how to cook.
He tries. He tries. He managed to burn rice, which how you burn something soaked in water is beyond me. But you know, it's it's a thing. It's a thing with him. But regardless, I'll let you do this. Looks like there's also some more rations and provisions up at the front of the boat as well. If we run out of anything here in the back.
Good to know. Good to know. I take it you
Just
have a lot of experience sailing then?
sailing, not so much. I know a bit. Well, he kind of shows the arm. Did a bit of sailing when I was a very wee lad, and since then, since this little incident, I mostly stick to the docks, but I'm still on my way around a boat.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
But yeah, if you have any questions or you need any help, please, by all means, just like, ask. Last thing we need is something to go wrong.
Indeed. Indeed. I will be sure to ask you first.
And then Ash is going to head up top to kind of help Tobin inspect like the ropes and the sails and all that.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna make this easier real quick. Sorry.
Okay.
Boom.
Ah.
All right.
And we're just going to do a little bit of this. Oh, maybe. Oh, there it goes. So now we need to grab him for some reason. All right. So yeah, Ash heads up top and just kind of starts helping Tobin.
Oh, Ash, look. They have everything here.
What the hell are you holding up? Now you're like, what are you referring
I
to
am
when you're saying
holding
like?
a very taut rope.
Well, yeah, based on everything I saw down there, he did not skip out on any of the add-ons for the ship.
You can get
I saw
add-ons for
3
ships?
sail. Well, I mean, there's like 4 hull repair kits, 4 sail repair kits, cleaning equipment for the guns, extra gunpowder, extra cannonballs. He's prepped this thing like we're going to be at sea for a little while, which kind of, well, let's just hope we don't need all of it, shall we?
I mean, it's better to have more than not enough.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so everything's good and prepped up here then?
Yeah.
So as he says that, Danny comes up to the top deck. Then I think, as much as I can't believe I'm awake right now, we need to get started and look at getting some distance between us and Great Elba.
All right, not a problem. I'm going to go and start undoing the ropes at the docks, kind of tossing them up on the ship from the docks, and then quickly scampering up the ramp before the ship starts drifting.
Give me an athletics check.
An athletics check.
Yep.
Okay. Let me double check something real quick. Just to see if I can to make a strength check or a strength saving throw. Fuck. Okay. Well, that is not a strength check or a strength saving throw, so. Whew. That'd be a 12. 13 minus 1.
So you undo the ropes, you toss them onto the ship, and the boat just starts to drift as you hop from the dock onto the ship, and you land right at the edge.
It's just.
And then you gain your balance and you settle.
He's trying to play it off nonchalantly, like it's totally what meant to do. Did not do almost fall off the fucking
Danny
ship.
looks at you. And he's like, smooth.
I would like to deceive. I would like to do a deception. Okay.
All right. So then Valdani walks over to Tobin or it kind of signals to Tobin and walks over to Ash and like, so guys were talking about like jobs.
Yeah, like, what positions do you want us to be in for the ship maneuvers?
I mean, we need to make the ship go. That position.
Have you ever sailed a ship?
I mean, only if the paper ones I fold up and float around in my bathtub count.
There's a couple of more pieces to it.
Well, if we're talking about pieces, I did build one in a bottle once.
Oh, well, this one's not just for display. He kind of like looks over at Ash.
Ash is just like nodding. Right. Well, I'm trying to. Where we had all of these somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's in the group chat. That's where it was. Okay. Well, typically you have a handful of positions on a ship. You have your navigator, you have your captain, your cook, your deckhands, all these kind of things. With obviously, with as small as our crew is, we'll have to kind of do what we can. How do you feel about steering? I mean, you do know where we're going. He points to the yeah, that. I mean, you do have a general idea of where we're heading to, right?
I mean, I definitely know roughly kind of where we're supposed to sort of get to generally.
I feel like I should have asked this question before I untied the boat.
But,
where exactly are we trying to head to first?
Well, so the letter I have from my aunt said the first stop needs to be Boxington. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Boxington.
While you guys are discussing this, Riz comes out and just starts handing breakfast to everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Ash is like more surprised than anything. Like, okay, he just takes a plate. Like, I'm not at all gonna eat this up here, but thank you. Like, I appreciate the offer.
Tobin
Boxington.
is eating up there.
Oh. Technical difficulties. Please bear with us. This episode of Debt Savers is brought to you by
Judgy DM.
Yeah, the Judgy DM. Judgy DM, where these shows live for now.
For now.
Are we gonna start promoting that today, or are we waiting for a little bit before we get that set up?
Sure, we could promote it. Hopefully after this month we'll have everything tied in to where we can start.
Oh, you put the B right back on. Can they hear us?
Yeah, right now they can hear us, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was confused. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. But essentially, everyone, we are going to a group network name. We're going to be called the Dungeon Mechanics because most of us are maintainers.
In some way, shape, or form.
We were going to make it like a community voting thing, but after we started brainstorming like different names and looking for what was free, like one name out of some social media was like taken in some form or fashion, and we're just like, well,
yep,
this makes our list.
You'd be surprised how many Twitter squatters there are until you start looking for a name where there's an account with no followers and they're not following anyone. And they've had it since 2012, and it's like, sweet. But yeah, so Dungeon Mechanics is going to be a channel that we are eventually going to start migrating all the stuff to. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Judgy DM, that we're going to be moving all those starting in September.
What's the month after this?
September.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. But yes, because we've outlined it this month on the calendar, that like your Legends of Noia will be on your channel, and then it's just better for me to not have to.
Yeah, so starting in the month of September, we're gonna start doing all our D&D shows over on the Dungeon Mechanics. So we're gonna start promoting that and kind of start moving all those things there. So here on Judge DM, our lovely Judge DM will be able to do all of his other D&D related nonsense. But as far as the campaigns are concerned, because we're having multiple different DMs run it, we decided that we're going to do it there. So that way Kevin can run it there. I'll be running my games there. Stax will be running his there. And then we will also have Queen Corvy will be running her game whenever she
finishes kind of the pre-planning stages, but that'll be a couple months down the line. But that'll be kind of where our games live as we go forward from it. So we'll start giving you guys all that. We'll start promoting it a bit more. I'll be promoting on my channel. JDM will be promoting on his. Superdog, maybe we'll be promoting it on his. We might strong arm him. Might sponsor.
I
might
don't have many views, but I'll promote it.
I will sponsor his channel by just throwing subs at him. Be like, promote this. Do it. Do it or your character dies.
Oh no.
Do it or Aristius dies.
But yeah, there'll be a bunch of stuff, especially kind of expanding upon that. I got a lot of ideas that I gotta go over with everybody, but it's gonna be fun.
A lot of ideas that we got to taper down.
These are very, very well tapered ideas.
And me and Queen will taper them even more to where they're more realistic. But yeah, so we'll be having all the social media stuff going out about it, kind of promoting it a bit more, so that way you guys can check it out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that fun stuff, to kind of, so that way you guys can stay up to date on all the games, and that'll be just where you guys go on your, was it Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays?
It's gonna be Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday for Dungeon Talk, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yeah, see, I can't even keep it straight.
Every
Yeah, so
day
essentially-
except Wednesday.
You get one day off where there's not going to be some D&D stuff somewhat related to what we got going on.
Most likely, yes.
But at the end of the day, that'll be kind of what we're running with. But yeah, now that our ad break is done and our technical difficulties are sorted, let's get back into it. For now.
Tobin is eating his breakfast with like his hands and just like spooning it into.
What is it? That's
Don't
my
know.
question.
Food.
It's food.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
food of some
I
sort.
was just asking if you wanted to be like, this
I
lovely
need a
bass
croissant
with.
fast food.
I found I pan fried some naan bread, and then
I already said I'm not a chef, so don't ask me for all that.
I just put
Look, I
some
found
things into a
bread.
pot
There was
and then I
there was
cooked them
bread
until
and
they
there
were
was
some-
a different color.
I found
Okay.
bread, beans, and fish. I put them all together. Here you go.
So, Valdani is eating some of the food, and he's like, "Hey, this isn't bad. Do you want to like cook for us?"
Yeah,
I got
I'll
a
be the
couple of
cook.
recipes I
know.
can give you.
We'll talk about that
As
later.
he says that, Ash just looks at you like.
Perfect. Ristius is the cook.
Mouthful.
And to answer your question from a moment ago, I just steer up there at the big wheel.
Well, yeah, you can either steer the wheel or you can simply, if you kind of want to focus more on. Actually, yeah, just you be at the wheel, and then we'll be able to help guide left, right, or what have you.
Okay. That sounds easy enough. And then you guys are gonna handle these sails, I guess.
Yes.
Well, I'll have Tobin handle the sails, and I'll handle basic navigation as far as making sure we're not going to be run aground anywhere.
Yeah, good call. We can't afford any delays.
I'm less worried about delays and more worried about death in that regard, but I understand.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. If we get delayed too much, we're as good as dead.
Well, with that being said, we've kind of just been drifting here, so we should probably drop the sails and get moving. Well, actually, no, we know the anchor would still would have been down, so we wouldn't have drifted too far.
Who says we put anchor in down? They tied it to the dock, my dude.
Oh yeah, never mind. You're in the dock. You're not gonna fucking do that. All right. Well, time to go then.
Right. So tatter the sails.
Tattering, Captain.
Ash smiles. He's like, yeah, that was actually a thing. And then yeah, so I'm gonna head to the. I guess crow's nest.
I'm sorry.
I said, yeah, I guess I'll head to the kind of crow's nest for the navigation stuff.
Okay.
Navigation things.
And let's see real quick. So for this quick little jaunt, we're actually just headed to actually, I guess we can get to Foxington. That's fine.
It's like either. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a few little spots along the way if you want.
No, that's fine. We can head towards Foxington. Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to basically just make it through the day. So just sailing. Probably take us a few days to get to Foxington from Great Elba. So yeah. Say we've been sailing for most of the day. It's down towards the evening time. Hey, do we need to do we slow down at nighttime, or what do we do?
Typically we'd go about half sails, just because at nighttime it's a little. You're not going to get as much wind on the water as you would during the daytime.
Okay. Can we do that?
Yeah. Well, if you want to, we'll leave it as half sail. I'll take first watch.
Okay. And then I.
Technical difficulties part 2. This stream is brought to you.
Another thing that's going to be happening in the coming weeks is a four-shotter, which some of the days might change here because I found out I'm going to be working day shift one of the weeks. But essentially,
military.
Yes, because military. Essentially, some things have happened with one of our characters that Queen Corvi plays, named Coffee, and yeah, so basically we're gonna have a four-shot to kind of put that chapter to a close here, hopefully, and also kind of set up little plot nodes for future things like campaign 3 maybe. No spoilers. Also, there's a really cool thing that I thought of last night that I've been hearing about that I want to implement on that 8-shot that I want to do in like 6 months. And it's called The Quiet Year. Are you familiar with it, Paul? I'm sure you are.
I'll by name, no.
You've never heard of The Quiet Year? Basically, it's a game that you play preferably in a group where you like build a world from scratch and everyone like contributes towards it, and like there's rules and dice and other things, but basically I want to try and put that at the start of each of the 8 shots, so it'll essentially be like a 4-hour stream, and 1 hour of it's going to be a quiet year building this area and then this area and then this area, and it's all going to lead into a new diademia reveal type deal. It's going to be great. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, you literally build everything. You have to say like what's in abundance, and then like everything else is not in abundance. So you come up with like, oh, the world has this and this and this, and then you all agree on like, well, only this thing's really there's a lot of it, and then all this other stuff there's not that much of it, and then you build like creatures and domains, and it's a lot.
Okay.
But
So it's like a group map building essentially.
yes. But essentially the premise will be the gods and goddesses are like getting together, and because of how things have been shaping in Diademia, stuff's gonna like shift a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, so that'll be down the road a bit. I know for the upcoming stuff, because I mean, Tales of Diademia is got what episode are we on right now? Todd?
7.
For Diademia.
Yeah, Tales of Diademia.
It is.
Pretty sure it's 7 because we can just do episode 6.
I thought we were further along than that, but then again, I could be mistaken.
We are gonna be doing this Saturday. We're gonna be doing episode 7. Yeah.
Okay, so
Vriz is right.
that's right. So yeah, we have so with the because we have Tales of Diademia, Diademia Aftermath, which will be wrapping up soon, correct?
Yeah,
Or is
both
that one
of them will be
continuing?
wrapping her up around the same time, give or take.
Yeah, so both of those will be wrapping up roughly about the same time, which will then open up space for why we're kind of moving on to these other campaigns starting up. So that way, as those end, we'll have new ones that'll take place in different locations. So that way, it's kind of like, little different stuff. So that way, not everything is tied to Diademia. So that way, a certain DM who may or may not be judgy does not get mad when we start playing with his toys and completely destroying them.
For what?
That's not saying I would, as why like I'm not using Diademia. I don't want to use Diademia
For what?
for any of the future for like my campaign or like Queen's campaign.
Oh yeah,
and all that
y'all
stuff.
have y'all's own worlds, which is fine.
Yeah.
And I'm hopefully trying to shape it to where I don't keep popping into your worlds for any particular reason.
No, there's no popping into no.
Exactly.
Casimir does not exist. Casimir does not exist in these things.
And
yeah. Well, his twin brother Casimir might exist.
He doesn't have a twin brother, but he is related to
him. It's like anybody who watched Dragon Ball Super. It's like you have Beerus, and then you have like the fat cat, the brother. That's what it is. So red tiefling, it's going to be a blue, heavier set tiefling.
Oh no. But yeah, essentially that's all the future.
Okay, cool. All right, back to the campaign. So
yeah. So sorry, I don't know why the internet's so garbage here right now.
Because it's England.
Yeah.
3 of the 4 of us are like half of us are there.
Yeah. But all right. So I don't know if you guys did anything in the time that I was gone there.
Nah, we paused.
Okay. So Bristius, can you get Tobin and Ash some dinner if they want it? We're going to be settling in for the night.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. And I head below deck.
Ash is just going to kind of make his way back to the wheel after kind of telling Tobin, like, bring it to half sails.
Tobin does as required. You feel the ship like slow down.
Ash kind of just like rubbing his eyes a little bit.
You're not tired,
Glad
are you,
you-
Ash?
A little bit. Well, if I'm being honest with you, I never thought I'd be out at sea again.
Well, why not?
Even with the addition to the arm I've made. Sorry, the addition to the arm I made. He's that tired. He's forgetting what hand's the metal one. Addition to the
Phantom
arm I made.
pains.
Yeah, just straight up phantom pains. Not a lot of captains want to take on a one-armed sailor. Figured I'd spend the rest of my days down at the docks.
Is that why you're so adamant about it?
About what?
You know, doing a good job at the docks.
Well, yeah. To make it a place where any family can come home to.
Family?
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people end up getting lost at sea, or simply never returning to port again. Whether it be of their own volition, or something a bit more sinister.
Well, it's a lot different out here at sea. It's a bit more calming. The sky's really pretty.
Ash looks up. Yeah, you don't really have the gleam of the lighthouse and everything else.
Chris walks up in your conversation. Games you guys both plates. Dinner for you guys.
Vriz, you could just call us. I mean, well, I could bring up. Never mind.
Ash just finds like, Vriz, I appreciate it. You really don't have to bring a whole plate up here, but I do appreciate it. But do we happen to have coffee down there?
Yeah, I can go get some.
Appreciate it. Just black for me, if we can.
Oh, good. You like coffee?
What's coffee? Joking! But yes, sure.
So
Why not?
Like you spent some time with, like, you would know with coffee.
I'm just seeing how far Tobin can push.
How far
and
he
y'all
can
are
push
like,
being
yeah,
just,
Tobin totally doesn't know what that is.
I mean, typically Ash is kind of brush it off, but like when you say like, "What's coffee?" Like, you've literally had it. I've given it to you.
So Tobin brings his food and he goes down with Vriz to go make coffee. So, don't tell him I said it, but Ash really likes it when you add just a little bit of, spice to his coffee. I do it all the time and he never says anything, but I think he loves it.
Alright, Briz, after
Everyone's tired.
Tobin,
I
need
Tobin
you
up.
to roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, I'm good at those. Why am I rolling with the... I have real dice! That's a 17.
Ristius.
Yeah.
Roll an insight check.
Oh, no. It didn't go into the thing, it went on the other dice. Oh, fuck. It's a 6.
I'm
You
very
toots
convincing.
the goats believe Tobin. You're like, oh, spiced coffee. Yeah, I think I heard about that.
But it's not even the good spice. It's not nutmeg,
No.
cinnamon. It's none
it's
of
like-
those.
It's like
Pouring
cayenne
in.
pepper.
Yeah, he's pouring in some pepper flakes.
Just into the ground. Just.
Yeah.
Little mortar pestle action
Loves it.
going on. Like, oh, this is great.
It always wakes him up too. Just that little tinge in his eye. You'll see. You'll see.
Alright. I appreciate that little insight there, Tobin. Riz makes up all the coffee, hands Tobin his cup.
Oh, thanks.
Let's And Riz just continues to go upstairs and hands Ash his cup. Here you go, Ash, your cup of coffee.
Ash takes it.
Just the way you
Appreciate
like
it.
it.
Takes a swig. How much do I need to roll anything to see how bad this fucking kicks me in the teeth?
No, but you can tell because he was so trusting of Tobin. He gave you like a nice solid tablespoon worth of.
See, it wakes him right up.
Frizz looks between Tobin and Ash. Is something wrong? Is it not right?
Tobin looks into, Jesus Christ, now I'm fucked up. Ash looks into the cup and then looks over at Tobin.
They have the spice here too, Ash. I showed Riz how to make it. Just the way you like it.
Ash is like that. So his hair isn't actually hair; it's literally fire, and it's normally like this very deep blue color. It starts growing a little bit and starts getting a little orange as he's just staring into the cup and like just back and forth between the cup and Tobin before settling on Riz again.
You see that fire, Riz?
But then the fire starts going down as he's looking at Riz like it's not his fault.
Yeah, because you can tell that Riz genuinely thought that that's how you wanted your coffee.
Thank you very much, Riz. And Tobin, I told you, you don't need to put that in my coffee.
But it adds so much flavor, it's like a kick.
Is it in your coffee by chance?
Yes, I'm drinking it. Good. Good coffee.
Oh, what's that over?
What?
What is that? He's kind of like pointing off to the side, and then as he does, he's just like, shh. just a quick like, shh.
You're talking about the stars?
Oh no, I thought I saw a whale questing up over the waves over there. Seems it was just the moonlight.
Oh. Okay.
Is Riz able to tell that Ash did not like the coffee that way?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that he was not happy, and that you have connected the dots that Tobin has tricked you.
That wasn't even a trick. That was honest to goodness Tobin coffee
He tricked you
making.
in it.
Inadvertently, without meaning to. So with that, Frizz just gives Ash just like these pleading like, ugh, sorry about that, like facial and eyes.
Ash is very much just like, it's fine, like it happens. But now he's just like, fucking, God damn it.
Yeah.
Guess who's not falling asleep at the helm?
Well, no, he had barely any coffee now.
It's like the reverse kick. You don't drink as much coffee, but you still are awake. It's like win-win.
Nope, that is not at all what a win-win is. But yeah, so he's just, Ash is kind of just taking first watch.
So, Riz, if you're not going to sleep anytime soon, we don't know a lot about you. We just kind of met you today. Actually, don't know much about the captain either, but that's a whole different story. Wait, you're not the captain, are you?
No, the captain's
That's
all
what
done.
the captain would say.
Riz just looks him up and down like, what is wrong with this guy? And just looks at Ash, is like, well, my backstory, if you will, is just simply my parents were killed at a young age. And
My condolences.
thank you. I just decided that nobody could figure out what had happened, why they died, what what happened. So I decided I was going to learn it myself. If nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I became an investigator, learned a bunch of skills, and I could not figure out how they died either. It was a complete mystery. Over the years, I've done enough investigation, solved a bunch of mysteries, and I've come to the conclusion that someone or something has to be changing or moving evidence around. Every time I get a lead that seems solid, it goes nowhere. So that's where I'm at, trying to figure out who murdered, which I believe someone murdered my parents, and then who is potentially changing the energy or the evidence.
That is, yeah, that's a hell of a tale. That's gonna be a tough one to beat.
We're telling tales to beat people?
It's just an expression. It's just an expression, Tobin. Wait, so your parents were killed when you were a boy, and then now you've just been going here and there and searching for answers.
For the most part, I decided to help people out while I can, since I have the ability to do so, skills. And then when I get the chance, I revisit the case of my parents, especially now that I'm pretty sure something's changing. So.
Well, maybe out here in the seas you'll be able to find some answers you weren't able to find on the land.
Let's hope so. Riz looks down at Ash's arm. I just wanted to bring it up earlier, but now that we were discussing, what is the story behind the metal arm?
Oh, well, well, once upon a time there was a young Fire Ganassi who was a little too big for his britches and thought he'd earn enough coin to buy a boat and sail the seas as need be. And so because of that, he joined a fishing crew and got a little lazy out there at sea. Hauling up a catch, wrapped the rope around my arm to get a better grip. Pulley snapped, arm went with it. And he kind of, he takes, removes this like screwdriver from his bag and kind of gives the arm a tap. And you see the arm kind of like go back or retract up to the shoulder. And you can see that it's just a nub just below the elbow. So, got good at using tools and we're weaving a bit of magic and science together. Which is why, I work so well at the lighthouse. Gives the arm a tap with the screwdriver again, and the armor kind of goes back over the arm and then back into the hand, and then.
Riz looks at him with appalled and empathy. He's like, and you say my story's a bad beat.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm looking for my parents as well. They set sail one fine morning and just have yet to return. So I still have hope that they're still out there, but you never know.
Well, hopefully the sea will provide us both with answers as to our parents.
Well, we'll see. All right. Well, I'm going to take first watch up here, but I will need to tap out somewhere halfway through the night, so... As much as I think the captain would be able to handle the job, I need a bit of assistance.
One second. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Kind of glances over at Tobin, like...
Oh,
I think you should probably get some shut-eye.
Good night, Riz. Night, Ash.
Night, Tobin.
Just wake
Night,
me
Tobin.
when you get tired. If you get tired, you know what I'm saying?
It'll do.
Downstairs.
Okay. Well, this is where we're going to end episode 1. So,
Set an open course.
yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's fine. It happens.
Yeah, but we will pick up next time on our way to Foxington and see what is in store. If we can make it to port unscathed, that is.
Yeah. Good lord. Alright.
Alright.
Alright, well. Judgy DM, you want to give us an outro?
Sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
Shortly
All sorts
here
of things.
we'll be rating, but thank you everybody for stopping in. Thank you all the people who hung out in chat. Saw a lot of familiar faces. But yes, we will be picking up with this next episode 2 weeks from now, same time. And come check us out this Thursday, if I do my math correct, for the next episode of Final Fantasy VII. We're just going to be doing a Moogle trivia. We're not going to be doing the actual next episode because we're missing a cast member, but stop by. It should be loads of fun regardless because Moogles.
For the anime fans, it's a filler episode.
Yeah, pretty much. And then this Saturday will be our next episode of Tales of Diademia. And yeah, that'll conclude this week, I think. But thanks again. We're going to raid. Make sure you stick in chat. Tell them how much you like the episode, because this campaign is going to be pretty lit. And be sure to be back 2 weeks from now so you can see who else joins this crew, because I'm excited. I know you're excited. We're all excited. It's all excitement things.
Far more action to be had.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, Kool-Aid.
Let's see. We are gonna raid. We'll go with Robo Dessert. Because I haven't said hi to him in a minute. So we're just gonna be like, hey, what you doing?
Just when you get there, I just need everybody in chat to throw up fake.
Fake?
Just
the word fake?
Yeah, just throw up the word fake.
I mean, okay. Gets us all banned immediately. It's fine.
I mean, he might ban some people, but he can't ban all of us, right?
Ban.
Oh wait, he can.
That's where you're wrong.
That's how banning works. He's playing Psychonauts. So, yeah, just go in chat, say fake, say hi, be nice. I don't know what the fakes is, so we're going to see what that means. But check you all next time. Bye!
Later.
5 more seconds. Dramatic raid pause.